Crouse. Dinner for Schmucks begins with Fool on the Hill, the minor chord classic from the Beatles. It's a melancholy song that perfectly sets up the minor chord laughs to follow. The movie, a remake of the French farce The Dinner Game, is essentially the story of two men. There's Tim, played by Paul Rudd, an investment banker desperate to marry the girl of his dreams and get a new office on the coveted 7th floor of his firm's building. Then there's Barry, played by Steve Carell, the schmuck of the title, who unwittingly both keeps Tim from realizing his dreams and pushes him further along the corporate ladder. Barry is a full-time IRS employee and part-time taxidermist with the strange hobby of making historical dioramas with stuffed mice. Their relationship culminates at the titular dinner, an annual event thrown by Tim's boss, Lance Fender, played by Bruce Greenwood, a ruthless businessman who collects unusual people. The deal is simple. His top employees bring the strangest people that they can find to an elaborate dinner. But no mimes, please. That's a cliche. The winner gets the promotion Tim so dearly wants. Of course, by the day of the dinner, Tim begins to wonder who the real schmucks are, Lance Fender's people or their unusual dinner guests. Now, Dinner for Schmucks has quite a few laughs, but few of them are deep belly laughs. It's not exactly a laugh a minute, more like a giggle every now and again, which is okay, but it fundamentally fails despite the jokes because of Carell's character. He's so extreme that the movie forces us to do exactly the opposite of what it sets out to do. Because Barry is such an imbecile, we laugh at him rather than with him. Carell has played these characters, like Barry, before and pulled it off. The great trick of both The Office and The 40-Year-Old Virgin was to take an awkward character and make him lovable. Carell is sweet enough to make Barry watchable. I mean, imagine Jim Carrey, he'd be too manic, or Mike Myers, maybe too soft around the edges. But Carell's usual magic is missing here. He wrings laughs out of the one-joke idea, and he makes us giggle, but for all the wrong reasons. Rudd ably plays Hardy to Carell's Laurel, but he's playing straight man to a movie jammed with really schmucky people. For example, Jermaine Clement plays another one of his now trademarked self-important, non-sequitur, spewing comic characters. I mean, he says things like, never try to mate a lioness and a penguin. Don't know exactly what it means. It's only a slight variation on his work in Gentlemen Broncos and doesn't hold a candle to the laughs he generated on the Flight of the Conchords. Ditto Zach Galifianakis as a philandering mind control expert. In a movie filled with kooks like this, Rudd is the anchor. Dinner for Schmucks isn't an awful movie. You'll laugh or at least giggle, but director Jay Roach never pushes the comedy to the next level. The movie never really takes flight, even in the wild dinner scene climax that, despite all the usual farce tropes like fire and unexpected injury, it never feels out of control enough. Tone-wise, Schmucks is way too sensible.
Crouse.